sing but don't have love, I waste my breath with every song I bring. An empty voice, a hollow noise. If I speak with a silver tongue, convince a crowd but don't have love, I leave a bitter taste with every word I say. So let my life be the proof of your love. Let my love look like you and what you made of. How you lived, how you died, love is sacrifice. So let my life be the proof of your love. If I give to a needy soul but don't have love, then who is poor? It seems all the poverty is found in me. So let my life be the proof of your love. Let my love look like you and what you made of. How you lived, how you died, love is sacrifice. So let my life be the proof of your love. When it's all said and done, when we sing our final song, only love remains, only love remains. Let my life be the proof of your love. Let my love look like you and what you made of. How you lived, how you died, love is sacrifice. So let my life be the proof of your love. This world is not what it was meant to be. All this pain, all this suffering. There's a better place waiting for me in heaven. Every tear will be wiped away, every sorrow and sin erased. We'll dance on seas of amazing grace in heaven. In heaven, I'm
When I think of my dad, I think of his spiritual guidance he gave Amy and I throughout our lifetime, as well as the experiences he led us to be a part of. And all of you know, Dad never met a stranger. Dad also was very generous, always being willing to help any of us financially if and when he was able. And he was always ready to give us a gift of some kind. As I think about some of the memories that I have while growing up in our home, there are just a few things that I remember all of us doing together. One really important thing was going to church services together. We were always involved in church activities. Another thing we did, sometimes I would stay up late and watch Western movies with him late night when everyone else went to bed. We also played lots of games together. We fished together, though I was not very good at that. I didn't like to be quiet for very long. We also bowled together. Dad loved to bowl. As a family, we all loved watching family movies together. But we also had family devotionals together. Dad was always quick when we were all together to remind us of those things which were most important, even during fun and games and each holiday time that we spent together. I remember all of these things like they were yesterday. We were able to see many different things as we traveled internationally. For that I am so thankful for. Dad was always eager to teach others about Jesus. I am so thankful that he and Mom gave me the gift of Jesus. I will miss you, Dad. I love you.
I always appreciated the love that Don showed for my family. I appreciated the Christian man and papa he was to Sabrina and Forrest. Because of his decision to devote his life to teaching the gospel, he instilled in my wife a deep passion and devotion to God, and like himself, she hopes to pass that same passion to Sabrina and Forrest. I've always admired his decision to take up the calling of preaching and mission work over a career that could have been much more lucrative. I'm sure there were times he questioned that decision, but he chose right. Many have been blessed by his teaching and his biblical wisdom. He always showed a generous heart to my family during our difficult times. Don was a good man, and I loved him.
I had so much fun fishing with him. He was such a great guy, and I made so many good memories with him, and I loved him so much. I'm gonna miss him.
I greatly cherish the moments we had spent together, including all of the breakfast, lunches, and dinners we had at Cracker Barrel. He was one of the many blessings in my life, and I thank God every day for him.
Hi, Papa. It's your favorite oldest grandchild, as you would always say. I just wanted to first start off by saying thank you for being the best papa that anyone could ask for. You have brought so much joy to my life throughout the years. I can remember all the times you would come out to my cheer competitions when I was younger and would be so proud of me. Also, I will never forget you teaching me how to fish and how you would always have to put the dirty live worms on my hook because I didn't want to get my hands dirty. There will never be a Christmas the same without you. I remember we would always spend hours of cooking, and then right before eating, you would always have to read something that you printed off about Christmas. And we would all be just so frustrated because we've been cooking for hours and we were just ready to eat. But I will really miss having all those stories you read. And mostly, I will really miss just seeing you. I know that you're here with us every day, maybe not physically, but in our hearts. I can't wait to see you again in heaven. I love and miss you so much, Papa. Love, Tori.
I'll never forget those times where he took me fishing and hunting, even in the freezing cold or the scorching heat. He would always make sure that every time we visited him at his house, we would go fishing. His doors were always welcome to his grandchildren. He always welcomed us into his home, always asked if we wanted to stay over with him, and every time we did, we would watch movies and spend quality time together. He was always so proud to introduce his movie star grandsons and would tell everyone about us. If there's one word I could use to describe my papa, it would be a blessing. There was so little that I even knew about what Papa had done with his life, and finding all of that out now is just truly amazing. It makes him a hero in my sight. It makes me see how much of an impact he made with the life that God gave him. Every single person that he would talk to, he would put a smile on their faces. And it amazes me, after he's gone, to see all of the things that he did with the life that God gave him. He has been the biggest example of dedicating your life to Christ. He's been the biggest example of bringing people to Jesus. He never took a day for granted and was always so thankful for all the blessings that God gave him. And his whole life, he believed that God would take care of him no matter what happened. And his faith and his perseverance are something that I'll never forget. He's truly a servant of God, and that's something that I'll be able to pass on to my kids, something that is instilled inside of me. And I'll make sure that my kids know who Papa was and the example that he was to us and all the things that he taught us by the way he lived his life. We will carry on his legacy and continue to live our lives for Christ and to impact people and to share the good news. And Papa has won the good fight, and he's now there with our Father in heaven, and he's looking down on us. And I'm sure he is very proud of all of his family. We love you, Papa. You're the best grandpa in the world.
Papa, even though I was not your granddaughter, I always felt like I really was. You always make me felt welcome. And if I could choose from all the grandpas in the world, there's no doubt I would still choose you. Your eyes that shine, your laugh that always makes me smile, your hands that are ready to reach out to me, your heart is always big enough to welcome me, the time you spend with me, the stories you share with me. If I could choose from all of those grandpas in the world, there's no doubt I would choose you again. Thank you. Thank you, Papa. Thank you for being sweet, amazing, kind, for sharing those beautiful memories with me and with you and Weston. And I'm sure this legacy will keep going, and I will teach my kids what I learned from you. And I won't miss you. I won't miss you because you feel close to me and you will always be here with me. Thank you, Papa. I love you.
Papa, there are so many amazing memories reflecting back on getting to grow up, and all the way back when I was younger, riding golf carts around with you and Weston and just having a blast, all the way to getting to sit poolside and teaching me how to stick my belly out a little bit and relax. But it's great times spending every Christmas and Thanksgiving with you, just enjoying your company and you sharing your joy with everyone everywhere you went and being the light in the world and showing us what it looks like to raise a godly family and be that good example. It's crazy to think that we won't see you for the rest of our short period here on earth, but we know that we'll see you again in eternity. We love you.
I want to share a few of my favorite memories with my dad growing up. Some of those, I remember the many fishing trips we went on. He really loved to go fishing, and we had such a good time. The hunting trips he would take me on to Paris, Texas. I remember how cold it was, and we would get our bag of candy, and we would climb up in the deer stand and wait for deer, but we never saw one. Maybe because we were too busy talking or eating candy, but the time spent was so much fun and great memories. And we always would find places to go camping. He loved to go camping. He was always very involved in my sports, especially in basketball. He would be out there every day practicing with me, and I was the best free throw shooter in junior high due to my dad practicing with me every day. He was always at every game. I knew he would always be there, and I will cherish those memories forever. And we also have wonderful memories of our Christmas every year growing up. He loved getting gifts for people. He always made sure that we all got a gift that was just for him, and he would be so excited about that. And those are treasured memories also. There was never a meal that we had that he did not say a prayer before. And he always made sure that we had family devotional times, and that was really big for him to teach us and train us in the Word. He was always very proud of his family, and I can remember every time that he would introduce me, pretty much every time, he was always so proud. And I was his beautiful youngest daughter that lived in Texas. He would always have to say that. He was very proud of his grandkids also. This year has been a very challenging year. First of all, I'm forever grateful God allowed us to have this time that we have had this last year with our dad and our papa. I'll never forget the feelings I had when I found out that he had gastric cancer, and I knew some of what the road ahead would be. I knew it'd be a very difficult one, and the hardest part was watching him go through it physically and emotionally and feeling helpless. There was nothing I could do to help this go away. But God allowed us to have the time together, and I grew even closer to my dad, being with him almost every day. As I look back, I see God's hand guiding the decisions that we made and guiding Dad through his surgeries that he had, and then the knowledge God gave us in challenging the doctors at times that we've had to this last year. The selfish part of me wanted to keep him here with us, but I could see that that was not in God's timing. Every hospital and facility my dad was at, I can honestly say they fell in love with him. They always said he was the best patient of the day. He always had such a good outlook and very positive. He never wanted to be a burden to anyone and always tried to be upbeat. He was never a burden, and I treasured every minute I got to spend with him. Me and Ethan spent many, many, many nights at the hospital and the nursing facility he was at. Ethan was happy because he got Happy Meals. We could go to Papa's house and get our Happy Meal, and Dad always saved his desserts for Ethan, and Ethan would run in and see what treats Papa had and have his arms full of toys to play with Papa. He provided many, many smiles and laughs for his Papa over this last year. The things I've learned through all of this is how precious our time is with our loved ones. So many times we take for granted they will always be here and we will always have time later. We get so busy and consumed in our own lives and what is going on that we don't take the time, but we don't know what tomorrow holds. I knew my time with my dad was limited, and there would be a day I could no longer go to visit him. I knew whatever I was going through or how tired I was, nothing compared to what he was facing. I knew there was nothing more important than spending time with him and seeing him, hearing him talk and seeing his smile. We will miss him deeply. He is now in heaven and has won the race. He has a new body that is cancer-free, no pain, and he is now at peace. He is with our Heavenly Father, and I couldn't be more happy for him. I know we will see him soon and spend eternity together. This is not the end. It is only the beginning. I will always love you, Dad.
I get for Papa.
He's got your gloves on.
Got the gloves on.
No, yeah, you need to wear them. If you're the doctor, you need to wear them.
We're going down.
Amy's my best looking youngest daughter.
Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Papa. Happy birthday to you.
Do you want to help Papa blow the candles out? Blow them out. Blow.
Come on, Ethan.
Blow it. Yay. One more. Blow it up. Yay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I got Papa. And I got Papa.
You gonna go see Papa?
I got my look on my back. You got your back?
My soul rests in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. For I am yours, and you are mine.
I love you, Papa. Miss you.